Hey everybody, today we are taking a look at Dusk. I've been playing this game for about half an hour, and I thought I'd just do a bit of a first impression sort of review. I switched here to endless mode, which I kind of think is just waves and waves of enemies, which is fine, that's fine for me. It has a very retro Doom original sort of feel, but of course with modern controls. Initially I was playing on, what was it? I forget, the second hardest mode. And I switched to the third hardest mode. There's like 5 difficulty settings, so I'm right in the middle here. It's actually feeling very easy right in the middle, so I might have to switch it up. Anyway, this is kind of interesting in that as far as games go, I find myself having a very hard time playing any game for more than about 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, I said minutes. Unfortunately, a lot of games these days, man, they're just made so cookie cutter, and they're just so uninspired that I find myself feeling like, oh, I know exactly what this is. It's incredibly predictable, and just stop jumping me through hoops or holding my hand in some stupid little tutorial. Anyway, I jumped right into Dusk, and initially stuff started trying to kill me, which is great. Which is great because, man, I hate tutorials. Before I know what a game is all about, if it's any kind of fun at all. Dusk had me held for about half an hour, and then I kind of got a little bit bored of it. And that's kind of my overall take on this, is that it's a kind of a fast-paced, very fast-paced game, in that, well, as you can see, I'm moving around like a bat out of hell here. And honestly, these enemies are way too easy. I'm going to have to just change this here. Let's go on to whatever that is. So the thing is, when you make the enemies harder, of course they have more health, and they also have faster weapons. If there is a downfall to this game in terms of just like a nice shooter where you're just having fun shooting and fighting with stuff, which is definitely what it's got going for it. It's just like, okay, straight up, just like let's run around and fight with stuff, which is great. Like, that's straight up Doom, right? Like, that's good stuff. If there was a downside to this, it's that in my opinion, the graphics don't actually work all that well for it. I think that if you're going to do something which is just carnage, it should look a little better, right? Because the fun comes from just like getting in there and getting that sort of viscerality of it. And this might have been fine 20 years ago, right? Like, these would have been actually bad graphics. These would have been bad graphics 20 years ago, and I know it's intentional, right? And the smoothness is there, like the responsiveness is there, and there's lots of good stuff for it, but the actual feels from shooting these silly little sprites, it doesn't really have the feels, right, of something like, say, Doom, 2006 or whatever. When was that released? 2016? I can't remember now. Oh man. But the actual shooter, component, the shooter feel of just how you get to move fast, you get to move around. It's difficult to dodge shit. That's pretty fun. Like, that's not too bad. I think that this on a nicer looking game would be great, because it's just so simple and so pure. It's just straight up carnage, right? That'd be on a nicer looking game, it would be better. I think it would be more enjoyable, but that's just my take, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of people dig these sort of retro looking graphics. I'm sure the developers did, because obviously they made this game. So it's kind of creative in terms of art style. That's sort of a problem, I think, though, with games these days, is that there's a lot of sort of simplicity is kind of retro, sort of lo-fi, low polygon count sort of graphics are kind of popular, and from a developer's standpoint, that's kind of a nice thing, because you don't have to really try too hard in terms of getting a game that looks consistent. I think consistent is the word, right? So getting nice looking graphics is one thing, but getting them to look consistent and also to have the right feels and all that sort of stuff becomes a lot more challenging. And then you can go overboard with graphics too, right? Sometimes just get too, in my opinion, something like Grand Theft Auto 5, which has beautiful scenery, but then they go a little bit too realistic in terms of their actual gameplay, in terms of, for example, your character runs around like a regular dude, right? Like, it kind of slows down with a tapering speed, right? And speeds up with a tapering speed, and you don't really feel that responsive, like you feel sluggish, right? And that's sort of the realism that how like a real human would probably kind of move around as, although the Grand Theft Auto does actually feel slower to me than a real human. So yeah, there's something to be said for toning back the realism a little bit to allow the player to have this sort of exaggerated ability, right? And this is definitely achieving that. Now, I was talking initially about graphics, and I know I've switched a little bit to gameplay mechanics, but that's okay. That's my review video, and I can be all disjointed if I want to. Anyway, yeah, I think that's, I don't know, there's a bit of a campaign to this game. I played through a few levels. They're okay. They're okay. All in all, I think, yeah, this game has some decent ideas going for it. I like that it's, you know, just carnage. I like that it's just straight up pew pew pew, right? That's nice. But ultimately, I think this actually would have been better, like I say, with more attention to the visuals. Because, you know, you kind of think about it, right? If you're running around and pew-pewing, right, and you have like a rocket launcher or something like that, you want to see tasty explosions, right? You want to see some sort of visceral sort of quality to the running around and like absolutely causing mayhem. Whereas there's only so much you can really kind of get from super pixelated visuals, right? And it's, you know, it's arcadey. It's all right. It's one of the, here's the thing. When I say it's all right, I'm sure a lot of people will really like this, and actually a lot of people have. If you check out Steam, it's got very positive reviews, right? When I say it's okay, it's because, like I say, the channel name is Old School Game Snob, and that's because I've been gaming for a long ass time, and I've played a lot of damn games, and I have a very hard time finding games that I get addicted to these days. When I was younger, that was not the case, man. I was getting addicted to games all the time. Maybe I've played too many games at this point, and it's just, you know, you start to see the same thing so much, it stops having a much effect, I guess is the word. It gets harder and harder to enjoy something the more you're exposed to like really fun gaming experiences, right? Anyway, you know, it's kind of like the critics get more critical the more movies they see, right? And so that's me. I'm kind of like more critical. And so if I'm saying this is okay, that's a huge step up from most of the games I've been playing. Because like I say, most of them I'm like 5 minutes in and out. I drop $50 on a game, I'm in and out in 5 minutes, and I can't get myself to play anymore, right? Just because, you know, and it's not for lack of wanting to. Like, my archive has hundreds of games in it. My Steam library is kind of ridiculous at this point. And it's just so damn hard to find something that actually has that addictive quality to it. But this is, you know, soothing, right? Like, it's just soothing in its let's say fast pace, just action, great. You know, not bad. I say not bad, and I'm sure a lot of people would kind of really dig this game. But for myself, I probably won't play it again. But, you know, I didn't quit it right away either, so there you go. I'm kind of right in the middle of the road on this one. I think that I would actually play this one more. Actually, I'd probably get right into it if I liked the visual aesthetic to it, because it's actually very nice, the responsiveness, the speed of it, everything like that. I dig that. That's really cool. I like that it's very twitchy, right? But it just looks kind of silly. You know, that's all I got to say about that. All right, hope you guys have found this review somewhat informative. And all right, I'm on the search here. I'm on the search for the next game that'll hook me. So I'm going to be doing these little reviews on anything that I can manage to play for more than 3 minutes without just quitting. If I can do that, I'm going to do a quick review on it. If I can't do that, man, I'm not even going to mention it. I like this crossbow. This is fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bad. It's definitely got that fast-paced sort of Doom feel. Well, you know, Doom on steroids, right? Because Doom was never this fast. Oh, I'm all fast now. Oh, that's interesting. Must have had some sort of booster going on there. Is that all I got? Just sickles? Oh, come on. Okay, see you guys in the next one.